Hey all, this is Tim Vasquez. We're going to take a look at this system going into the northeast U.S. This is at 1945 Z on the 22nd of January, Friday afternoon. So this is going to be about 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm just going to give you a quick run through. This is just kind of a quick thing I'm throwing together. I'm not really promoting this video or not going to really put a whole lot of time into it, but I'm going to kind of show you the essentials here. This is an infrared satellite photo, so what we're looking at is kind of like the range of clouds at different altitudes. So here, this blue right here, this is cold cirrus cloud tops, cirriform cloud tops. This is up at 20 or 30,000 feet. Out here in the northern plains, we have mid-level clouds. This is probably about topping about 10 to 20,000 feet, a lot of stratocumulus tops, altostratus, altocumulus, and then the warmer clouds like you see here in Texas and even out into the Gulf. This is all low cloud. So this is low stratus and stratocumulus down about 2 to 5,000 feet or so. Then we can also see circulation. See right there? We're bringing in cold air advection, and that cold air advection in the lower levels is even moving out into the Gulf waters here. You can see these cloud streets forming right there. This is because the cold air moves out onto the Gulf waters and it picks up moisture and destabilizes, and we get clouds and even some shallow, showery weather. Certainly some larger tops in here. So, but for the most part, this is pretty fair weather, good visibility, but very cumuliform in nature. And as we get north of that, we pull in a lot of closed cell stuff. This is all like stratocumulus, and quite a bit deeper too. And we also see a bit of a dry slot right here, so there's probably some dry air being mixed in. Probably the source is over northern Mexico. So that's been pulled out over the waters, and it's not as moist and not as cold, so it doesn't pick up as much in the way of cloud material. And where's the polar air? Well, I think the tropical air probably goes about this far north. See, north of that we get some closed cell stuff, and south of that, well, we know that the warm sector is in here somewhere, so I'm going to kind of guess maybe the edge of the polar air goes something like that, then it goes south, and all of that is polar air. I'm writing with a mouse, so that's not working out too well. Anyway, so the idea is we're going to be looking for the triple point in this area, and as we go westward, we pick up some of the upper level low cold core system right there, colder conditions aloft, unstable through a deep layer, and that's probably producing some of the showers that we see out over western Georgia. And further out west, it looks like another storm system coming in. Not sure if that's going to do much, but anyway, let's move on. Here we've got the surface conditions. In fact, I'll update this. So this is going to be at 20:05 Z. This is 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time. What do we have on the surface map? Well, we can see this tropical air coming across Florida, so they've had a pretty good wind shift. The winds have turned to the southwest, and it's still warm. Well, let's paint out exactly where this polar area is. We got 56 there, south of Cape Hatteras. So probably the warm air is right along the coast, and then it comes back again inland. We go from 72 here in southern Georgia to 30s in South Carolina. So definite contrast there, quite a bit. Then as we drag the cursor west, looks like we start picking up some of the polar air. We got 37 there around the Birmingham area, 41. There's Montgomery, 41 actually. So somewhere in here we're picking up the cold front. So about where that is, I'm not too sure. I would have to look at some other charts. Because of the curvature of the wind plots, I might be inclined to put it there. And in fact, probably if we analyze this, we might actually find out that it's a lot further east. This is one of these things that we have to go back to the charts for and kind of put things together, because this air may have been heated excessively. See those dew points, 43, 44? That's some unusually dry air for this time of year, so it heats up very readily. So this may actually be part of the polar air all through here, but it's being heated very well before we get the bulk of the cold air coming in. So I'm not really too sure where to put the cold front, but I might go with maybe it being right around here. So maybe a triple point just south of South Carolina. And as we go further west, there's probably an included low in here that probably stacks up to the upper level system aloft. And look at these cold temperatures. We got 21 and 23 there in western Virginia and in through central North Carolina. And if we look further north, see those dew points, 13, 16. We're bringing in some very dry air into the system, and that allows a lot of wet bulbing and a lot of cooling of the air as we precipitate into that. And that's being wrapped into the system there. So we're seeing, it's kind of surprising how far west the precipitation area goes. If we draw that out, it goes all the way into Kentucky and probably all the way to Memphis. And there we go, a very huge area. So there's probably a pretty good warm conveyor belt feeding into the system, rising over the cold dome and precipitating tons of cold air. So with most of the dynamics still well to the south, it looks like it's going to be a while before Virginia, Maryland, and New Jersey start seeing effects. This whole area is going to move up along the coast, kind of following the gradient between the Gulf Stream waters and the air onshore, the cold air onshore. So we'll be watching this over the next 12 hours or so. Maybe we'll do a little update a little bit later. I don't know if there's any other products I can put up for now. I'm on the Aviation Weather Center website here. I guess radar would be a good thing to look at right there. I guess they're just giving us a very basic radar there. For that, I'd probably want to go to, let's see, what was that? Yeah, for really good radar, I like going to College of DuPage. There's a couple different sectors we can look at. I've got all these bookmarked here. There's the 1 kilometer sector, and this shows us conditions there in South Carolina. So we got a couple of waves moving west to east across there. Very good band. And that's certainly freezing or frozen precipitation. So it's pretty interesting weather there. But if I want to take a look at the large-scale pattern, I'll go to the 2 kilometer imagery and check it out. And there we go. We can see the cyclonic flow to this whole system. And I think that is the cold front right there. See that right there? So in a way, radar helps us because we have really no surface data offshore. Radar helps pinpoint that. So there's our cold front, and the warm front is probably along the coast, maybe something like that. Maybe it's a little bit east of the Hatteras area. So I'm going to go with that. Probably triple point just off the coast of Charleston there. And that stacks to the upper level low over the Atlanta area. So some cold core showers there around Atlanta. Probably not a good time to be flying in there. And I guess that's probably about all I want to show right now. Don't want to run this on too long, so we'll try to do an update a little bit later tonight. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.